You don't remember choosing this life. It chooses you before you can walk. You're 3 years old when they find you on a moisture-farming rock at the edge of the outer rim. A woman in brown robes kneels in the dust and watches your hands, not your face. A wrench lifts off the workbench. You didn't touch it. That's when she knows. She doesn't ask your parents. She tells them. Your mother cries. Your father doesn't. He already knew this day was coming. Every force-sensitive child on this rock ends up on that shuttle eventually. You're gone by morning. The temple is cold. Stone halls, distant chanting, hundreds of children just like you, torn from 100 different worlds. You cry the first night. You don't cry again, not for years. Your master is a Twi'lek who's already buried 3 Padawans. She doesn't hug you. She corrects your stance, again. Attachment is forbidden. They tell you that before they tell you your own name day. Love your master, don't need her. There's a difference, they say. You never quite learn it. You're 6 when you build your first blade. A cave beneath the temple, kyber crystals humming in the dark. You have to find the one that calls to you. Yours is blue, cold and clean, like everything else here. You're 10 when you win your first duel. A boy twice your size, an instructor watching with his arms crossed. No praise, just a nod. That nod is the closest thing to love this place gives you. You chase it for 8 more years. You're 13 the first time you feel someone die through the Force. A skirmish 3 systems away. You don't know the name. You feel the shape of the absence anyway. Your master says, "That's the Force. Everything connected, everything felt." She doesn't say it gets easier. It doesn't. You pass the trials at 17. Knighted. A ceremony, a braid cut, a new title. You feel nothing you expected to feel. You expected relief. You got a mission briefing instead. The war starts 8 months later. Not a border skirmish, the real thing. Fleets, fronts, names you'll spend the rest of your life trying to forget. You're not a student anymore. You're a general. 22 years old, commanding troops 3 times your age, and every one of them trusts you with their life because the robes say you're supposed to be wise. You are not wise. You are terrified. You get very good at hiding it. Your master dies in your arms on a battlefield with a name you can't pronounce. You feel it a half second before the bolt lands. The Force warns you, and you're still too slow. You hold her while the fighting keeps going around you. No one stops a war to let you grieve. You start hearing it after that. Not a voice, a temptation, a shortcut. The Force has a darker current running underneath it, and grief is the door it walks through. Anger is faster than patience. Hate wins battles that compassion loses. You feel how easy it would be. You feel how good it would feel. You don't take it, not because you're strong, because you're scared of what you'd become, and you're honest enough to admit that's the real reason. Command changes you. You give orders that get people killed, the right orders, the necessary orders, and it doesn't matter that they were right. You carry every name. The council calls it discipline. You call it what it is at 3 in the morning when you can't sleep. A slow-motion collapse you're not allowed to have in public. You fall in love anyway. Against every rule they drilled into you since you were 3. Doesn't matter who. What matters is you finally understand what attachment forbidden was protecting you from, and you decide the order was wrong to ask it of a child who never got a say. You keep it secret. Secrets cost more than they save. You already know that. You do it anyway. The betrayal comes from inside, the way it always does in wars like this. Someone you train beside turns, fear or ambition, or a promise from the dark side that sounds like relief. You don't see it coming because you weren't watching him. You were watching the enemy they told you to watch. Half the order dies in a single night. You survive because someone dies in your place. You'll carry that math for the rest of your life. You hunt what's left of the dark because someone has to, and the galaxy ran out of other volunteers. You lose people. You lose pieces of yourself you don't get back. Somewhere in there, you stop counting the scars. The final duel isn't clean. It's not the fight the holobooks will write about later. It's desperate and ugly, and you win by inches, by luck, by the one thing they could never train out of you. You refuse to stop getting back up. You land the final blow with your hand shaking. You don't feel triumphant. You feel hollow and relieved and ashamed of how much you needed it to be over. The galaxy calls you a savior. Holovids, statues, kids doing your stance in the street with sticks for blades. You know the truth. You didn't save the galaxy because you were chosen. You saved it because you refused to become what took everything from you. And refusing, every single day, cost you almost everything you had left. You still meditate every morning. 2 candles, one for your master, one for the ones who didn't make it. The war is over. The nightmares aren't. You are the Jedi they'll tell stories about for 1,000 years. The child who was never allowed to be a child. The general who never asked to command. The one who stood at the edge of the dark side and chose, every day, on purpose, to walk away from it. You saved the galaxy. Nobody saved you.